The brain doesn't deteriorate because of age. It deteriorates because of what you eat for breakfast. These 5 foods are destroying your neurons right now. Think about that for a second. We have been conditioned to accept memory loss, brain fog, and senior moments as a tax we pay for living a long life. We see our parents or grandparents struggle to find their words and we think, that's just the way it goes. But in 2026, the science is screaming something different. Your brain is a high-performance, biological supercomputer. It is the most complex structure in the known universe. It doesn't just break because it's been around for 70 years. It breaks because of neuroinflammation, oxidative stress, and metabolic dysfunction. Most of you are currently fueling your brain with low-grade kerosene and wondering why the engine is knocking. I'm Nina, and this is Health Hustle. Today, we aren't just giving you a top 5 list. We are performing a full-scale forensic audit of your kitchen. We're going to look at the molecular biology of how common foods are literally rusting your neurons. And I'm going to show you how to flip the switch from cognitive decline to cognitive mastery. If you're ready to become the CEO of your own mind, let's get into the science. Before we identify the killers, we have to understand the crime scene. For decades, we thought Alzheimer's was strictly genetic. We thought it was just a buildup of trash called amyloid beta plaques. But why is the trash building up? In 2026, the leading edge of neurology is calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. The science. Your brain is an energy hog. It accounts for only 2% of your body weight, but consumes 20% of your total glucose. To use that energy, your brain cells, your neurons, need to be sensitive to insulin. When you eat the foods we're about to discuss, your brain becomes insulin resistant. The doors to your neurons get stuck. The glucose is sitting right outside the cell, but the cell can't pull in. The result? Your neurons literally starve to death in a sea of plenty. When a neuron starves, it can't perform its housekeeping. It can't clear out the trash. That's when the plaques build up. That's when the memory starts to fade. You aren't aging. You are experiencing a localized metabolic collapse in your prefrontal cortex and hippocampus. Let's look at your pantry. If you start your day with a bagel, a bowl of cereal, or even healthy flavored oatmeal, you're setting a glycation trap. The mechanism: ages, advanced glycation end products. When you flood your blood with glucose first thing in the morning, those sugar molecules begin to tangle with proteins and fats. This process is called glycation. Imagine pouring maple syrup into the internal gears of a clock. The gears are still there, but they can't turn. In your brain, this creates advanced glycation end products, appropriately known as ages. These ages create crosslinks in your brain tissue, making your neural membranes stiff and unresponsive. The trash man problem. Remember that insulin-degrading enzyme, ID, we've talked about? Its job is to break down insulin after you eat, but its second job is to break down amyloid beta plaques, the Alzheimer's trash. If you are constantly spiking your sugar, your ID is so busy dealing with the insulin that it completely ignores the trash in your brain. You are essentially firing your brain's janitor, so he can work overtime at the sugar factory. The Health Hustle fix. We have to protect the morning window. Your brain needs stable fuel, not a dopamine hit of glucose. This is the one the big food companies don't want you to know about. Check the back of your oat milk, your salad dressing, and your healthy snacks. Do you see canola, soybean, corn, or grapeseed oil? These are industrial seed oils, and in the world of Health Hustle, we call them neurofire. The mechanism: HNE and oxidative stress. These oils are incredibly high in omega-6 linoleic acid. Unlike natural fats, like avocado or coconut, these oils are chemically unstable. When they're exposed to heat, light, or even just the internal temperature of the human body, they oxidize. When you eat these, they incorporate into your cell membranes, including the membranes of your brain cells. Once there, they produce a toxin called 4-HNE, for hydroxynonenal. HNE is like a biological acid. It eats away at the mitochondria in your hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for learning and memory. This is why you feel that 2 p.m. brain fog. It's not that you're tired. It's that your brain cells are struggling to produce energy because their engines, mitochondria, are being corroded by oxidized oils. The rusted car metaphor. Taking these oils into your brain is like leaving a car in the salt air of the ocean. It looks fine on the outside, but underneath, the frame is rusting away. We've only covered the first 2, and already you can see how the modern breakfast is a recipe for cognitive disaster. But we haven't even touched on the most dangerous one: the survival switch that's hidden in your fruit juice and your diet snacks. Now we're moving into territory that most health experts get wrong. We've been told that fruit is a free food because it's natural. But in 2026, we have to look at fructose through the lens of evolutionary survival. The mechanism: the ADP energy crash. When you consume high fructose corn syrup or even high sugar fruit juices, You are triggering an ancient biological survival switch. In nature, fructose was only available in the late summer. It was a signal to the body. Winter is coming. Eat as much as possible, store fat, and stop spending energy on deep thinking. When fructose enters your system, it causes a rapid drop in ADP, adenosine triphosphate, inside your brain cells. ADP is the currency of your energy. When ADP drops, your brain thinks you are starving. It effectively dims the lights in your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for impulse control, planning, and focus. The result, permanent foraging mode. This is why you feel distracted. This is why you can't focus on one task for more than 5 minutes. Your brain is stuck in foraging mode. It's looking for the next hit of energy because it thinks it's in a survival crisis. Over time, this chronic energy depletion in the hippocampus leads to physical shrinkage. You aren't losing your memory because you're old. You're losing it because your brain is trying to survive a winter that never ends. I see so many hustlers switching to diet sodas or zero-energy drinks to stay sharp. This is a massive mistake. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose are what we call excitotoxins. The mechanism, killing neurons with overexcitement. These chemicals are designed to hit your taste buds with a sweetness thousands of times stronger than sugar. But once they cross the blood-brain barrier, they act like a massive overload signal to your neurons. They force your brain cells to fire so rapidly and so intensely that they literally exhaust themselves and die. It's called excitotoxicity, the gut-brain breach. Furthermore, these sweeteners destroy the diversity of your gut microbiome. As we've discussed before, your gut produces the neurochemicals your brain needs to stay calm and focused. When you kill your good bacteria with artificial chemicals, you are cutting the supply lines to your brain. You will feel more anxious, less resilient, and your memory retention will plummet. Finally, we have to talk about the brain rust. If your lunch consists of cheap deli meats, packaged pepperoni, or hot dogs, you are flooding your system with nitrates and nitrites. The mechanism, the nitrosamine connection. When these preservatives are processed by your body, they can turn into compounds called nitrosamines. These compounds are highly oxidative. Think of a piece of iron left out in the rain. It develops rust. In your brain, this oxidative stress rusts the lipid membranes of your neurons. This prevents the flow of acetylcholine, which is the messenger chemical of memory. If your neurons are rusted, the messages can't get through. You'll find yourself walking into a room and forgetting why you're there. That isn't a senior moment. That is oxidative damage to your neural hardware. Okay, we've cleared the crime scene. Now, we have to rebuild the fortress. This is the health hustle prevention protocol. We don't just want to stop the damage, we want to reverse it. 1. The neural repairman. Lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane is the undisputed king of nootropics. It contains 2 specific compounds, hericinones and erinacines. These are some of the only natural substances that can cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate NGF, nerve growth factor. The hustle. Take 1,000 milligrams of organic dual-extract lion's mane daily. It's like giving your brain a repair kit to rebuild damaged myelin sheaths and grow new neural pathways. 2. The antioxidant shield, anthocyanins. The blue rule is non-negotiable. While blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, these pigments have been shown in clinical trials to accumulate in the brain areas associated with memory. They act as a heat shield against the neurofire of seed oils. 3. The cleanup crew, intermittent fasting. Your brain has a specialized waste clearance system called the glymphatic system. But here is the catch. It only works at full capacity when you aren't digesting food. The hustle. Practice 16:8 fasting. During those 16 hours of fasting, your brain triggers autophagy. It literally eats the misfolded proteins and amyloid plaques we talked about earlier. Fasting is the ultimate brain wash. 4. Brain water. Hydration plus electrolytes. Your brain is 75% water. If you are even 2% dehydrated, your cognitive processing speed drops by 20%. But water alone isn't enough. You need sodium, potassium, and magnesium to conduct the electrical signals between neurons. Use high-quality sea salt in your morning water to prime the engine. This is where the hustle happens. I want you to commit to a 30-day audit. Phase 1. Days 1 to 10 the purge. Remove the 5 killers. Clear the pantry. No exceptions. We need to lower the inflammation baseline. Phase 2. Days 11 to 20 the rebuild. Start the lion's mane and the blue rule. Focus on stable, high-fat breakfasts. Think eggs and avocado, not bagels and juice. Phase 3. Days 21 to 30 the deep clean. Introduce the 16:8 fasting window. This is when you'll start to feel the fog lift and your focus return. Listen, The world in 2026 is designed to make your brain slow, distracted, and dependent. The standard diet is a recipe for a standard life, one filled with brain fog and eventual decline. But you aren't standard. You are a health hustler. You now have the blueprints to your own cognitive supercomputer. You know the killers, you know the cure, and you know the protocol. The only thing left is the execution. If this mega class helped you see the truth about your health, hit that like button and share this with someone you love. Our memories are our most precious asset. Don't let them be stolen by a breakfast cereal. Comment CEO. If you're starting the 30-day audit today, I'm Nina. Stay sharp, stay consistent, and stay health hustle always. I'll see you in the next masterclass.